Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Donut Like, Donut Read. My name is Julius and with me today I have Joaquin.
What up?
Clemens.
Hello there.
And special guest, Matt.
Hey, I'm back again.
And I guess today we're doing something a little bit different. So, some of you dear viewers might remember the time we read this creepypasta called Demon the Black Pikachu, which was something I had translated back from German. It was an English story, like originally, and then it got translated into German, and the original got deleted. Yada yada yada. So yeah, well, that was pretty generic. Let's just say I got more ambitious, and this story I have today for you is it's quite something. So basically the backstory is back in the day, we're talking like, this had to be like in 2017 or something. I used to read like a lot of bad fan fictions with a friend of mine, and some were in English but most were in German, and this is like one of the worst things we ever found. Like,
Nice.
And it was in German, and
yes.
you translated it to English for us.
Exactly.
Oh boy. And so if I understand correctly, like, any errors in the story are just in the story originally, right? Like, not translation errors, it's just that bad.
Hello, Julius from the future here. At this point in the recording I tried to get into the detail of how exactly I went into translating this, because I wanted to be as clear as possible about how true my translation stays to the original story, because I also don't want to misrepresent anything. However, I kept stumbling through my sentences so badly that I'm recording this in post instead. So here's how it goes. First, all the grammar is written as close to the original as possible, including the grammatical errors. For example, all of the tense swapping you'll see also appears in the original. Second, I left most of the spelling errors out of the translation, but I put some of the more egregious German spellings into brackets next to the lines they appear in. We won't go over most of them, but you can pause the video and read them if you're interested. They're marked in orange. Third, misspelled character names are included in the translation as they appear in the original. And fourth, I suck at commas in English, so every misplaced comma is a mistake on my part, and not from the original story. Alright, so let's jump right into it. So this is called My Life with Tails. Like,
is that really the name of the...
Yeah, that was the original name.
What in the world? I like to imagine that it was Picky and that was taken. So it was Picky 29 and that was taken. It was Picky 291 and that was taken. I said 1997, so I'm assuming that it's Picky. They were born the 29th of October in 1997.
That actually might be... Yeah, that actually might be it.
I'm assuming that's what their 29/10/1997 is, in which case they are a year younger than me.
They used to go by a different username, but I'm not gonna say it because I suspect it might... their real name
be their real name?
There, so, yeah,
I knew a guy whose username was his first name, his last name, and the month and year he was born, and I told him that's a bad username, and he still kept it for so long.
Alright, can I read the description, Julius?
Sure.
Okay. Sandra is a girl that loves to play Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with her brother, but she was sucked into the TV and ends up as Amy in the game. Will she ever meet Tails?
I like to, dang. I don't know, if you're in Sonic and you're Amy, there's a good chance you'll meet Tails. Like, in any of the games you play, there's a pretty good chance you're going to meet him. He shows up quite often in these games.
I'd also imagine that she would meet Tails, since the story is called My Life with Tails.
I think she's gonna, I don't know, spoiler, I think she might meet him. I don't know.
It's like if I was sucked into Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, oh man, I hope I get to meet Aerith.
I get sucked into Call of Duty 4, and I'm Soap McTavish, and I'm like, oh boy, I hope I get to meet Ghost.
He wasn't in 4.
Oh, Ghost. Oh, was it Modern Warfare 2 he was in? One of the two.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
Modern Warfare 2.
Who was it? Wait, who was... I thought Ghost was in 4. No, Gaz. I'm thinking of Gaz. He was in 4.
If I was sucked into Kimba the White Lion, I'd wonder if I'd meet Factor.
Oh no.
I wonder if I'd meet something absolutely insane.
Alright, also,
Okay.
when we're done with this, I want you guys to give me like a synopsis of, like, not just the story, but also, like, the backstory and how this world works.
Okay. Little
Because
game.
I'm really
down for
curious
that.
what you'll come up with. Anyway, we're on to chapter 1, and it's called What Now?
I don't know. The story just started.
Alright. Hello, I'm Sandra. I live
Hi.
in a small city near Mainz with my brother Jonas, and I play Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with him every day, which I
Why
think
would
is
you
lots
do
of
that?
fun. But right
Oh,
now
My
I
name is
think...
Jonas. My name is Jonas, and I'm carrying the wheel. I mean, literally, they're playing a racing game.
Yeah. But right now I think that I'm starting to get too old for it.
Oh, she turned 12. She's out of that phase now.
I'm now officially at the age where I'm too old
I'm
for
sorry, I
Sonic.
just turned 13. I'm not playing E-rated games anymore. Okay, Mom? I'm only playing games that are T for teen. Peggy 13 is the only thing I'm playing now.
I'm now officially at the age where I'm playing Fortnite. My brother, on the other hand, thinks it's funny playing the game with his sister, but
Oh,
oh
yeah,
well.
it's a laugh. Yeah, that's a real goof right there, playing a game with your
It's really
sister.
funny that I play this game with my own sibling.
It's really funny. Not fun,
Oh, well.
just funny. I'm miserable, but it is very funny.
Again, not to forget, but oh well.
Oh.
Oh well, who cares what my brother thinks? When the TV suddenly started to glow,
That's not a good
my
sign.
brother was frightened and ran out of the living room.
I don't blame him. Usually when your TV suddenly starts to glow, something is very wrong with
Yeah.
it.
We're getting right into the action.
I respect that.
Huh? What was that? I asked, confused, and looked at the TV. Okay, this was really weird. When I didn't look, I was pulled right into the TV.
Okay, when you looked away, I guess.
Yeah, when she looked away. Yeah, it's like, I wonder why that TV is glowing. Oh, look, squirrel. Oh, shit, I'm getting sucked in. I shouldn't have let my guard down.
Oh, where'd my brother go? Oh.
When I came to my senses again, I
Did it
wasn't
happen
in my
twice?
living room anymore.
She had to come to her senses again?
Yeah. I wasn't in my living room anymore, but in Sonic's workshop.
Oh, man, I hate when that happens.
Shadow, what did you do now?
He complained and snatched the key from his hand,
Hurry up, the race starts in an hour.
said Beat, who was just returning from his test drive. Amigo was standing behind me and reminds Sonic that we have a visitor, but he
Oh.
doesn't pay attention and instead pointed to the pink race car. Now let that sink in. I was driving this when I had played against my brother.
I thought she became Amy, but everyone's acting like she just got here, and they don't know
Well,
who she
did.
is.
She did, yeah. I guess they don't know who Amy is yet.
I thought Amy was in this game, though.
Well, I guess she wasn't until now.
She
Like, if
became
that's
Amy, and then Amy just appeared here.
Matt, if that makes you confused right now, like
Oh no. This
you
isn't
have
going
no
to end
idea
well.
what's coming to you.
This isn't going to end well.
Could it be that this is my car?
Could it? I don't know. Why would you assume that?
I don't know. She was playing with this
Oh,
car,
yeah, I
so it
guess so,
automatically
yeah.
belongs to her.
That's how it works in real life, too. Whenever I get in someone else's car and I start playing with their dashboard, it becomes my car. And when I drive away with it and they can't catch up to me because they're on foot, it's just my car now.
Yeah, if I play a racing game and I was driving in a, like, let's say, like some Porsche, like every Porsche of that model automatically belongs to me. That's how it works.
That's the way it works. They can't stop me. They're on foot. I'm in their car. It's mine.
I take it to Los Santos Customs and it's automatically mine.
I take it through the pray. What was it called? The pay and spray? I don't remember. In GTA San Andreas, I lose my star wanted level. It's just my car now.
Sonic interrupted my thoughts and reminded me to participate in the race. We would have a big race against Eggman in 3 days that we would have to win, but we wouldn't be able to win without me.
Okay.
I looked at him and thought it over and have decided to do it.
Oh, you have decided to do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I went to the starting line, I tried to figure out how the car worked.
That's a good thing to do. It is your car, after all.
Alright, the snapshot, the author wrote snapshot instead of starting shot, came on and the race started.
The snapshot!
Or maybe, I guess, maybe someone was standing at the sidelines with his camera and was like, yep, that's going into my cringe compilation.
You take one
I was
photo
trying to figure out
before
what the
the
snapshot was, and then I'm like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. That's the wrong word.
You take one photo before the race, one during the race, and one after the race.
Yeah. I was still standing at the starting line and tried to figure out how to steer this shit car.
What the? Why? What's the profanity?
Also,
Out of
like,
nowhere.
steering seems like it would be the least of your
Isn't
problems.
that a kart racer? Isn't steering the easiest part of kart racers?
Yeah,
It's the
I would
drifting
think
you gotta
so
get the
too,
hang
but-
of, right?
I mean, we're not in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing right now, so...
You're right. I'm in Garfield kart right now. I'll tell you, that steering
God.
is easy peasy in Garfield kart. What I want is the Sonic and Sega All Stars Garfield kart crossover.
Yeah, that should happen.
They won't do it because they're fucking cowards.
After an eternity, the others came back and I was still standing there, so that I even got myself into trouble.
Ah, so that even happened, yes.
How dumb do you have to be to not know how to steer a car?
Sonic complained. What now, Sandra? You just lost.
Says the narrator. Just butting in.
I think
I guess
like,
those
that's
dashes are her
supposed
talking
be
to herself.
Yeah, that's supposed to be her thoughts, I think.
Is that a common German thing where you put dashes and then your thoughts?
No, it's not.
Okay, it's a common fanfic author thing.
It might be a common thing for this author.
It's kind of like whenever people in their fanfic put asterisks, they're fucking RPing instead of just writing out what their character does. Also, I like how it's not like she can't start it. It's not like she doesn't know how the car works. She just can't steer
She
it.
just
So
can't
is the car
steer.
moving? Has she been driving in a
I
straight
don't
line?
think so, because she's still standing at the starting line.
So she's been standing at the starting line, unable to figure out how to turn her wheel back and forth, not like how to start
Yeah.
her car up or anything.
Yeah.
Does she know that, like, normally you have to start your car up before the wheels will turn?
Yeah,
like,
maybe
all the
that
way,
was
like
the
they're
problem.
powered steering?
Like she hasn't started the engine yet, and she's like, how do I steer this?
She's trying to steer it before she even started driving.
But don't worry, Sandra has just the solution. I didn't
Okay,
know what
I'm
to
ready.
do, and so I went back to my world and went to sleep.
What? She
Which
just
is my
she can do that? Wait, hang on. What?
Yeah, she
Wait.
can just go back.
What? You know what this reads like? It reads like the author had no idea what to do, so they just ended the chapter right there.
Yeah, it does.
Oh man, Sonic's complaining. What do I do? I don't know. Find out next chapter. I'm going back to my world and went to sleep. I don't
Back to
fucking
the
know
real
what's gonna
world.
happen.
Alright, chapter 2, Amy Rose. I awoke with a fright when my brother Jonas shook me awake.
Oh, you awoke when your brother Jonas shook you awake. That'll
Yeah.
yep, that happens.
What is it? I asked sleepily. There are currently 6 weeks of summer break and my brother throws me out of bed at 5:15 a.m.
What a bastard. I hope he gets run over in the game world.
I wish it was summer break event.
Yeah.
The summer break lasts for 6 weeks over there?
Yes, it does.
I have no idea how long summer break lasts here because I was homeschooled, but I assume it's like 6 weeks here too.
He dragged me out of bed and placed me in front of our TV as to test out if I'm sucked in again. What's going on with him? Why is he acting like this today?
Why is he acting like this today? What? I have a lot of questions.
I witnessed you getting sucked into the TV, like you said it yourself. I don't know what are you so...
I've never, normally, like, they're not this casual about things in these stories. I've never seen someone take this so... I've never seen someone just be able to leave. We used to always make that joke on the Steel Donut of one day they got sucked into the story, but I never thought we could just leave it whenever we wanted.
Yeah.
Like, that changes the whole dynamic of getting sucked into this whatever when you can just go. Just hit the bricks.
I was so deep in my thoughts that I fell asleep again.
What?
My brother didn't put up with this and threw me onto the ground hard.
Where are you? What? Were you standing
in the living
up?
room in front of the TV.
Are you on the couch?
Is she like narcoleptic?
I thought she was like sitting over or like laying down. He threw her onto the ground again. Hard. What the fuck, yo?
Yeah. I woke up and complained at him.
Why would you? What?
Are you out of your mind?
I'm sorry. I was not expecting this.
Do you know what time it is? I yelled and Jonas flinched. He looked at me and went back to his bedroom.
What is happening? What the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't tell you yet, but everyone in this story, like, the way people communicate is, like, super weird, like they keep not responding when someone's talking to them. They keep just staring at each other. They're rude. Or they just go away.
Hang on, I'm sorry. I know we're early in the story. Let me go through this. You fell asleep. Your brother woke you up, said, get sucked into the TV again. You fell asleep again. He threw you onto the ground. You woke up and complained at him. He flinched and went back to his bedroom.
Yes.
What? And then just the very next part, you're just in the fucking thing again.
Well, she's not in the thing again.
Oh, she's not? No, now we're just cutting back.
Yeah.
Is she playing the game? Does the game happen when she's not there?
I don't know.
I was not expecting to get this lost. I thought this was going to be like, oh, there's some funny grammar errors. I wasn't expecting a fucking whodunit mystery to figure out which dimension I'm in at any given moment.
I told you, this is one of the worst things I ever read. Anyway, with Sonic at the workshop.
Alright, I'm done with that scene, moving on. What's taking her so long?
Amigo whined to himself while the others were repairing the lost bus.
I don't care where she is, as long as we get a mechatronics engineer soon. And Shadow is missing as well. And? Is that bad?
I don't know. Who's talking?
It's Sonic, I think. But it didn't state. It didn't state who was talking, but from the context, I think this is Sonic.
But it sounds like there was like supposed to be someone else saying, and is that bad?
No, I think he's supposed to be sarcastic.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Shadow's missing as well, and we don't care about Shadow.
Fuck Shadow.
Why would we care about Amy? He asked mockingly and slowly started to grin.
Sonic, what's wrong with you?
I told you everyone's horrible in this.
Grin.
Why is he slowly starting to grin?
Oh god, that next sentence. After Shadow came after 1 hour, he almost had a heart attack.
Wow, you know what? If it took me an hour to come to, it would probably be pretty strenuous. I can imagine he had a heart attack from that. Also, man, that looks like that was a fucking train wreck of a sentence in German. Where did you get this guy from?
He asked in shock.
This one's on it.
He applied for a job at our workshop, and he succeeded.
Sonic sat and laughed.
Yeah? Okay.
The young fox introduced himself as Tails and is happy to meet us.
Oh, he is.
Whoa.
He's happy to meet us. Oh, we're all in the story now, guys. One day, the donut Reed got sucked into the story. It's okay, we can just leave.
Didn't look, we got sucked into the computer.
Yeah, I looked away from the screen and now we're in the story now, fellas.
We can get sucked into fanfics now.
Yeah, well, there it says happy to meet us. I'm assuming it's talking to all of us, right? Who else is here?
I want to get sucked into Ron Ladies Man.
Oh, no.
But it's okay. We can just leave this one. In fact, I just left it. I'm out. I just left the fanfic.
Yeah, I just left it and went to sleep.
Yeah.
While the story is still going on.
The story goes on without me.
So I think this is Sonic again.
I'll introduce everyone to you. The black hedgehog is Shadow. The guy with the roller blades is Beat. The monkey is Amigo. And the other girl who hasn't shown up yet is Amy Rose.
Can I just say, it's always a really good sign in your story when you have to say, I think this is characters speaking. Every good story has a, I think this is this character speaking.
Tails was in shock and asked everyone if he had heard that correctly, but everyone nodded.
Oh, but they nodded. Okay.
This can't be. The missing Amy is back.
Oh, I see.
She's back.
She's back. Anyway, Tail was informed.
My favorite character, Tail.
When I finally
He doesn't show up very often in the
world.
games, but he's really cool, trust me. He's like Tails, but he has a one tail and an eye patch.
He's almost
my
as
OC.
cool as Mokka the Awesome Fox.
Almost. He's Tail, the twin tail fox.
No, he's Tail, the single tail
The single
fox.
tail fox.
The completely normal fox.
He's Tail, he's just a fox.
Finally showing up.
Sonic complained and laughed, so that I immediately gave him a dirty look.
What? Why am I
Yeah.
in the story now?
I don't know.
The race against Eggman is in 2 days. That means we have to train some more if we want to beat him there.
Pete informed us, and he started getting to the
beat him
training.
to the race.
Yeah. Tails looked at me and gave a little smile, but I don't care about that.
What? Okay.
Shadow
I
took a look at
don't
us.
care about little smiles either, Sandra.
Yeah.
Amy, me and you were in on this together.
I only care about small smiles.
Yeah, one small smile.
Shadow took a look at us and turned red from his anger, so that he was already seething.
He was seething and coping.
Yeah. Tails, can you explain to me how to steer this thing? I asked and looked at him with pretty eyes.
Why is Shadow angry about that?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Also, I like how it goes from, how it immediately goes from, oh, he's giving me a smile, but I don't even care about that, to, oh, I'm looking at him with pretty eyes now. I guess I'm
like
being
how it went
flirty
from
all
a
of a
third
sudden.
person narrator to first person with nothing at all. Gave me whiplash. I thought I was in the story for a second.
He explained it to me, and then I finally realized that I could have done this before.
Wow, what a complete waste of time. Thank you.
Oh, you mean you just, turn the wheel? Like the steering wheel? Wow, I could have done this before.
It's always funny in those, when the main character gets in a tank or an airplane, they're like, how do I steer this thing? It's like a joke. It's a fucking car. Most people know how to steer those.
Yeah.
When they're in a fucking airplane, how do I
school.
steer this thing makes sense. But not when you're in a car.
Canonically, this character is still in school, so...
Well, canonically, you learn how to drive cars pretty early, usually.
I thanked him and started driving. I drove like the game I had been playing and actually got in first place.
Wow, that was quick.
Everyone looked at me, and Amigo walked right into my arms, so that I couldn't hold myself and fell to the ground.
What? What?
Just
Everyone
falling
looked
over.
at me, and Amigo walked right into my arms so that I couldn't hold myself and fell to the... Did Amigo just,
Yeah,
hockey
he just
check you?
tackled there.
He just fucking tackle you? What happened?
I guess that's what was meant.
Amy, Amy, I want you to come with me.
Sonic said and dragged me with him.
Could
What
you
does
at
he
least
want
help
from
her
me?
up first? You're dragging her on the ground. That's fucked up, dude.
Oh, so anyone wants to take the offer's note?
That's right. What does Sonic want from her? What do
I
you
don't
think?
know.
Just write a
I don't
comment.
know. You, the author, you tell me. That's all you wrote this. I don't fucking know what's happening.
Well, we're going
I don't
to
think
find
the
out
story makes sense in any language.
what he wanted from her right now.
God, this chapter name.
Chapter 3, Amy Rose 2.
They made a sequel. Holy shit. There's 2 of them. This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
In the workshop,
Amy, I want you to listen closely.
he said and gestured towards the picture that was hanging on the wall.
This is a
Oh
picture.
god, get ready for like the weirdest
Okay, I'm
and
ready.
dumbest backstory ever.
A girl named Amy Rose used to live here exactly 5 years ago. She's
the
the
dot.
girl with the Pico hammer, and she makes sure that Eggman can't get to us.
Is that what she does, huh? Okay. I mean, I
what she
wasn't
does.
really up on my Eggman or my Sonic lore, but I thought she did maybe a little more than that, maybe a little less specific stuff than that.
Oh, we're getting a flashback.
Flashbag.
Clemens, do you want to take the flashback as well?
5 years earlier.
Sonic, where are you?
Amy asked from far away because she
Where's she?
originally wanted to ask him if he wanted to do a test race with her.
Where is she? She's far away. Anyone see? I can barely make her out, dude. She asked that
away.
from so fucking far away, I can't even see her.
Sonic, where are you?
Amigo, a monkey, came to her and points out that the race against Eggman is important to him when doing the race with her.
Amigo? Oh, Sonic, more important. Isn't
Not
more
just
important to him.
important.
There's just
It's
yeah.
just important to him.
I like how it keeps saying Amigo a monkey. Like, I love how every time he goes up, they have to tell us he's a monkey. Like, we're gonna forget. I'm amazed they don't, like, start every sentence with Amy. Is she a hedgehog? What is she?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Amy, a hedgehog. Sonic, annoying.
Amy was shocked and ran away with her deeply beloved hammer. She had been so excited for the race that she went into her small hut crying
Oh,
and threw herself onto her bed.
that's how that works.
How could he? So
I guess this is Amy's part.
I like how she lives in a small hut. She
Yeah.
lives in like a fishing village hut.
Yeah.
how could he? I was so excited. Amy cried more and more so that she had decided to go into the normal world and vanished.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what? So they know that their world is abnormal. They know they don't live in a normal world. This is just accepted. They choose to live in this universe.
Yeah, going to the real world. This universe is just like going like to
Oh, man,
study abroad.
Man, Sonic doesn't love me. I'm going to the universe down the road.
And vanished.
I'm getting on my universe bus and I'm going to the next universe over. She took the small town universe train going anywhere. Or the midnight train, that's what it was. She took the midnight universe train going anywhere.
Yeah.
After Sonic wanted to get her for testing, he found a
Testing?
farewell letter on her bed and immediately knew what was up when he read it.
Testing
went-
what?
He went to the others and told them about it. And
What did
I
he...
guess test racing.
Oh, I was like,
Because she
getting her
wanted to do a
tested?
test
Does she have a
race.
disease? When was this written? This was written before COVID, right? So he wasn't testing her for
Yeah,
that.
this was written in 2017.
Damn. Is that when Sonic All-Stars Racing came out?
No, I think it had been out at that point.
Okay, I don't really remember that game at all.
It's actually pretty good. Haven't played it in a long time, but it's good. It's fun.
Is it really hard to steer in that game? Is it really hard to steer in that game?
I don't think so.
Does Amy live in a small fishing village hut in that game?
I mean, not that I know of. Maybe that's a little Easter egg in the background at one point. We had talked about this a little bit longer, but there's one thing I don't get. How on earth did my brother know that I got sucked into the TV?
That is not the questions I had.
That's obviously the question.
That is
it's
obvious.
Not like he
got sucked into the TV.
in the same house at me when it happened.
He literally watched it happen.
How did he know that?
Damn. Oh man, y'all all saw me kill him with the gun. How did you know I was the murderer?
Also, I just want to interject this. Just want to ask this. Why was Tails the one to point this out? Like, Sonic was there when this backstory happened. Like, he knew Amy from before. But Tails, who's also the new guy in this workshop, for some reason is the one to tell them that, oh shit, Amy is back.
You know what? Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, that really doesn't make sense. I think that right there, that's the real problem with this story, what you just said. I think the story was actually fairly normal up until that one issue you pointed out.
There's not one problem with my life with Tails. Like, it's always just one of the problems.
I know, I'm just teasing.
Would it bother you if I went back into my world? I asked and waited for an answer, but that of all things was what I didn't get.
What?
I told you, people
that of all
sometimes
things
just
is what
don't...
I didn't get.
People just
but
don't
that one
answer.
sentence could describe this entire story.
I imagine they just stared at her the whole time. I just ran off to home and thought about the story, but none of the data matched my brother.
What?
Back to the
You know
real
what?
world.
Actually, you know what? Hang on. I just ran off home and thought about the story, but none of the data matched my brother. That one sentence could describe this entire story.
Yeah. Jonas just came into my room without knocking, so that I screamed at him in rage.
Ah.
He just flinched and tried to calm me down, which sort of works, but that's not nearly all of it.
Wait. So is the just... Those are all in German too, right?
Yeah.
Like the he just did this. I love that apparently it's universal that people write X just came and did whatever, because I see that in a lot of English fanfictions too. Someone just comes and does something constantly in like shitty fanfics. Doesn't matter what language it's written in, people just keep coming and doing stuff.
Well, you're gonna love this next line then.
I love it.
What does my brother have to do with this?
What? I don't know. What does... Guys, I'm struggling to figure this out.
My thoughts were interrupted by the doorbell ringing, and I went to the door. Who are you? I asked and wanted to close the door, but I was inhibited.
Ah, damn it.
The boy
I hate when I'm inhibited.
The boy put his foot in front of the door so it wouldn't close.
That was before or after I was inhibited. I don't know.
Wait, what? I am Jan. I am Tails from the game. You know which one I mean.
He said and I calmed down.
Okay.
How did you get out of the game, Tails?
How did you get out of the game, Amy?
I mean, she came from the real world to begin with, so that's different.
How did you get into
she
it?
Didn't because she was...
Yeah.
Or was she Amy before?
Just kind of left
know.
whenever she wanted. All this because their fucking TV glowed.
Yeah.
Imagine if their TV hadn't glowed, none of this dumb shit would be happening right now.
I asked and looked at him.
Sonic told me that I should take care of you and show you a few tricks that will help you beat Eggman in the quickest way possible.
Okay, check out this trick. I call it 52 card pickup.
Yeah, that doesn't answer her question, but okay.
That had nothing to do with anything, honestly. We keep talking about beating Eggman. But it really seems like he's the least important character here, to be honest.
Beating Eggman in a race is important than everything else, so...
They keep acting like it is, and yet it seems like it's so far away that it's irrelevant to everything that's happened in the story.
I was so happy, but what about my brother Jonas?
I don't know. Why is he relevant?
You want to know something about your brother? I'll tell you at another time.
You could just ask him! He's your brother! Ask him how he knew! Why are you asking Tails?
She didn't even ask.
She didn't even ask her brother!
About it. He just
You're
right!
Has how do you say Eunice or Jonas has he had a line yet?
No, but he will.
No, I don't think he's spoken at all.
The fuck?
I don't know if he can speak.
Anyway, he laughed and left.
What? He's gone now. What?
Yeah.
He came up to the door, said, "Oh, you want to know something about your brother? I'll tell you another time," and then fucking left. He said, "Oh, I'll show you a few tricks," and then just turned around and left.
Yeah. You see, the trick is to not race at all. You can't lose if you're not even participating.
You know what? Yeah. You can't lose if you don't ever try.
Anyway, we got another offer's note.
What is this?
What will become of Jonas?
Is he in danger?
I don't know.
Will Sandra, Amy, find out what's going on with her brother or not?
What are you talking about?
Write me a comment about what you think.
Is Jonas? Why does it mean what will become of Jonas? Where did he go? He didn't go anywhere.
No, he's not in danger. He's still there, I guess.
I am struggling. Like, I always, when I read stories like this, I want to say, oh, maybe it was a translation error. I know I'm really 100% struggling to figure out, like, what in the world happened to this story? I feel like entire chunks of it have gone missing between sentences.
Matt, I can tell you that when I first read this story, I was basically just as confused as you are right now.
It's like an entire story is missing between each sentence that would explain what's going on.
Or I mean, in some way, this kind of feels like a really weird dream.
You know what? Shout out to anyone who gets this reference, but I think this story was written from the dreamland of the Virginias.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm starting to get serious. When is fucking Kooky gonna show up? When's she gonna show up and go, okay, and then never speak again? I'm waiting for it. This is like the German equivalent of fucking Kooky and I. Or any other story that girl wrote, because they were all like this.
Going to the dreamland of the minds.
I don't know any, like, places in Germany, or states. I don't know what they're called in Germany.
I mean, she said at the beginning that she was from Mainz, which is the capital of Rhineland-Palatinate. So.
Right, yeah. The dreamland of that. That's definitely where we're at right now.
Anyway, chapter 4 is called Shadow.
Oh, not Amy part 3? Okay.
I finally want to know what my brother has to do with Sonic's group.
He didn't have anything to fucking do with it! He never has!
And that I will have to find out.
No, you won't! He never had anything to do with it! He saw you go into the fucking TV and that was it! Sorry. Continue.
After visiting the game, I couldn't get Jonas out of my head.
What?
Oh god, now get ready for some bullshit.
Okay.
Is he Shadow, not a question?
No! He's not!
Is he the shadow over the game?
The shadow over Innsmouth is actually Jonas. He is the shadow over Innsmouth.
I mean, this is a Lovecraftian horror of a story, so...
It really is. The thing about this story that sucks, trying to read it, is I can't look at it for too long lest my mind shatter. And I see things that were not meant for human comprehension.
It really
I think
is
whoever
like
wrote
that.
this saw things that were not meant for human comprehension because clearly they cannot comprehend it.
This is kind of like reading the Necronomicon and that it makes you go crazy. I woke up and realized that it was only a dream. What is Shadow doing in my dream?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Jonas woke me up from my sleep again and dragged out of
After
bed.
I was already woken up. I got woken up again.
I think it's supposed to say drag me out of bed. I think that's an error on my part. I could get a short glimpse on the clock and realized that it was already after 9 p.m.
What?
He dragged me in front of the TV again and wanted to know how I'd done it.
Have they spelled TV wrong every time?
Yes.
I see your note after every single thing of the TV. Did they really spell it wrong every single time?
Yeah, the thing about that is, like, for one thing, the N at the end of the word is missing, but also, like, it shouldn't be das Fernsehen. Like, that is a word, but that doesn't refer to the TV as in, like, the thing you watch TV on. Like, it refers to TV as the concept of TV. So it's the wrong word. And
they got it wrong every time. They spelled it wrong and had the wrong word. A double whammy.
Yeah. He dragged me in front of the TV again and wanted to know how I'd done it. Can't you let me sleep? I whined, and it was really getting on his nerves. It's getting on his nerves, not her nerves.
Oh, not my nerves. Nah, my nerves are fine. His nerves, though. Watching me teleport into the TV is really irritating him, I think.
Oh, wait, who even was Jonas?
Joaquin, so I can take Jonas when.
Alright, yeah.
I have to tell you something. Amy!
He said and got closer to my face.
Oh my god, he shouted, I have to tell you something, and then shouted her name.
Oh god, you guys better get ready for the reveal.
Oh, I'm ready.
He said and got closer to my face. I looked at him and didn't know what to say. And what? I asked.
I knew what to say.
I am not your brother. I am Shadow, who was developed from the famous city of Sega.
The city of Sega?
Yes. The other thing Sega's a city.
Man. This changes everything. He was developed from a city.
The city of Sega.
So was he a building? Is he one of the streets? What is what?
He's like, don't be.
I was, you know what? You were like, you're not ready, and I was like, oh, I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. It can't be that stupid. I was not ready. I was legitimately not ready for that. He came from the famous city of Sega.
Yeah.
Developed from it.
Yeah.
That could mean so many possible things.
My name is John Halo. I was developed from the famous city of Microsoft.
The famous city of Bungie.
I was supposed to get rid of you by order of Eggman.
What?
So that you wouldn't win the race.
What?
He informed me, and I got really startled.
He didn't inform shit! Shut up! That was not information!
And I got really startled so that I almost fainted.
I got really startled so that I almost fainted listening to that.
Leave me alone and leave. I don't want you here anymore.
Go to that church and ask God to fund you. Leave me alone and leave.
I screamed and threw him out.
Oh, that was easy.
I started to cry and let myself glide down the front door. I had decided to go back into the game and speak my mind to them.
Why? What?
I was sucked through the TV again and landed inside the workshop.
This really does read like a description of a dream. Like, this 100% is so nonsensical in the way it's written. It reads like somebody just wrote down their dream.
It really does feel like...
Because in your dream, you do stuff that doesn't make any sense. But you know what I mean? Like,
but you have question
you'll go to the ground and cry, and then you wake up and you write it down, and then you think, why the fuck was I crying? It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, none of the emotions
really
you have
like
in your
that.
dream make any sense whenever you wake up. That is exactly how this reads. Unedited, pure dream sequence.
I was sucked through the TV again and landed inside the workshop, but unfortunately didn't land on the ground but on Tails. He only laughed and let me down.
Oh, what an unfortunate thing.
I think you need to learn how to land.
Tails grinned
Where
and
did
took
you
me
fall
to Sonic. From A portal in the sky? I don't know.
Well, it's a good thing she landed on him and didn't telefrag him.
Yeah.
That would have been real bad.
Sonic, did you know that Jonas is Shadow? Not a question. Did you know that? Also not a question. I screamed at him.
It says I screamed, didn't say I asked.
And the others already started staring at me.
They already started doing it. Their daily ritual of staring when they talk has begun.
Also, Matt, do you want to take over Sonic?
Yeah. Yes, I knew that, but unfortunately, I didn't want to tell you. Unfortunate for you, I guess. Because then you won't compete against Eggman. And you know how much you mean to us. What does that mean?
I also love that, Shadow was a spy for, the enemy. Eggman is all of their enemy, but, for some reason, yeah, and Sandra's the only person who cares.
Okay, not only is he a spy for Eggman, they all know he is. And they wouldn't tell Amy that he was, because then Amy would compete against them.
But no,
or Amy wouldn't compete with them because her brother was a spy for Eggman.
Yeah, but at no point did anyone say, yeah, maybe we should fire this guy.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't let him in. Look at our secret documents that say how to beat Eggman. Or maybe he's
not only that, he said he was supposed to get rid of Sandra.
I don't know, I'm just feeling like this whole operation isn't being run optimally. Yeah. I'm feeling like the longer we read this, the more holes we're starting to see in this operation they got going. I don't know if they're going to beat Eggman. I think Eggman might win. I think Eggman might just do this. He might win this race.
He confesses and looked at me. Again, just looking at someone. I started
a lot
crying.
of that's going on. I'm starting to get used to it now. A lot of staring, a lot of looking,
Yeah.
These are people that are very comfortable with eye contact. Scarily comfortable with eye contact. Uncomfortably comfortable with eye contact.
Not comfortable with giving useful answers.
Not comfortable with speaking, but they wrote the eye contact part down.
I started crying again and collapsed into Tails' arms. Shadow also came into the workshop already and saw what was happening, which kind of made him look sad.
Oh. What? This is Shadow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Amy. I didn't want you to suffer like this. I had other ways I wanted you to suffer.
He cried and ran towards me, but I pushed him away and held onto Tails.
What did he even do wrong?
I mean, he was a spy and he wanted to.
Yeah, but clearly he wasn't actually doing anything. Nobody cared.
Yeah, and he wasn't getting.
He was a spy, but they didn't say he was a good one. I bet he hasn't ever reported back to Eggman.
I guess it's about the betrayal.
It's about the principle of the matter, not about the effectiveness.
Although at this point, I'd like to ask, how did she not know that, her brother was entirely fake? It was Shadow all along. How did she not? How did she not question having this brother when she shouldn't have?
Her brother was fake this whole time. He was never real. She never had a brother.
I mean, it has to be that. Legit, he is just Jonas. They're the same person. It's not
but isn't she just Amy? Aren't they also just the same person?
Well,
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Parallel worlds. The worlds are collapsing in on each other. Soon there will be no parallel dimensions. There will only be the one dimension where everyone is split in two.
But then the question would be, why did she not question having a family when she shouldn't? She just went into the real world and somehow she had to get this family.
Maybe the real dreamland was the real world the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe the dreamland of the Virginias was the real world this whole time.
I don't want you anywhere near me and I want you to leave me alone.
Those are two of the same thing.
Yeah, I said angrily, and Shadow left us alone.
Okay, bye.
Also, author's note.
Was it a good idea of him to tell her the secret, or should he have waited? Comments,
Why do you have
please.
the worst questions?
Yeah, why would he have waited?
Why do you have the worst questions at the end of every single one of these?
Anything
These
better?
are not what I'm asking. These are not what anyone is asking when they read your story.
Anyway, on to chapter 5, My Great Love.
Amy, part 4.
It's going to get romantic right now.
Oh, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for the romance in the air. Hit me.
I held onto Tails tightly so that he almost couldn't breathe.
Soon he would be dead. My plan would be revealed.
You can let go of me now. I'm sure you'll be fine, and it's time for you to train.
He told me and I
It
nodded.
keeps happening. We're going in circles.
I kind of like Tails very much, and if I'm not mistaken, I've also fallen in love with him. What am I thinking there?
You just said what you're thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
You're thinking I kind of like Tails very much, and I'm not. If I'm not mistaken, I've also fallen in love with him. That's what you're thinking there.
I'm preparing for the race and tried not to think about Shadow, which partially works, whatever
I
that
am
means.
preparing and tried not to think. I am present and past.
Alright, who wants to take Ooh La La?
Are you okay?
Asked Ooh La La, Amigo's best friend.
Ah, that's who he is. And why don't you tell me what animal he is?
I think Ooh
asshole?
La La is a girl, actually.
It doesn't matter. Nothing
You're
matters
right,
in
it
this
doesn't.
world.
It doesn't. Yes, I'm fine. I'm just a bit nervous because I just had a nasty argument with Shadow.
It wasn't much of an argument.
Yeah, it was just me yelling at him.
It's just you guys yell. Just you yelling, actually. He didn't even
Yeah.
say anything. He just left.
I said and started to calm down a little.
You know, it's kind of hard to have conflicts when everyone just does everything you tell them to.
Oh god, we are just about to encounter one of my favorite misspellings in this.
Okay.
The race started after the starting signal. Duh. And I was immediately in first place. But sadly not for long.
Wow, what?
As Browser Jr.
Who's that?
suddenly shot out of the corner so that I couldn't properly steer the car anymore. I crashed into
What?
the tree.
What?
The tree.
Why is there a tree in the middle of the course?
I think she went off track because she couldn't steer.
Oh,
I had
right.
to guess.
He shot out of the corner so that she couldn't properly steer. Oh, come on. What are we laughing, guys? That happens in every race. You shoot out of the corner. They can't steer anymore. They crash into the tree that they just put there.
I mean,
you ever seen NASCAR? Do you guys know anything about racing? There's always the tree right there, right off the track, so that the people shoot out of the corner. They can't steer. They crash right into the tree. Browser Jr., famous NASCAR guy, does this all the time.
Browser.
This isn't even the ridiculous part of the story. You guys are laughing at nothing. Yeah, Browser Jr.
I don't even know what track this is supposed to be like, because she keeps talking about the city of Sega, but I don't really know what she's
Dire
to.
Docks, my favorite level from this game. It has the tree in it. Hang on, my cat's bumping my mic. Stop it. I'm recording, baby, please.
Okay. Browser Jr. laughed hysterically.
Keep calling him that!
Yeah,
God, he calls him that every time!
Yes. Yeah, at least they are consistent.
Consistently bad, but consistent.
Did you think this was supposed to be Bowser Jr. or something? No, this is
It's as they
Browser
say,
Jr..
a broken clock is right once a day.
I mean, Bowser Jr. shouldn't even be in this game, so...
I was gonna ask,
Why are
do
you
they mean
complaining?
Bowser Jr.? Is he in that game? I thought he
No,
was a
he
Nintendo
isn't.
property.
It's a
But
Sega
he's a-
game. Why would he?
He just switched worlds. It's that easy.
Oh, yeah. I'm really waiting for somebody to leave a comment that's like, actually, Browser Jr. is an unlockable character. You have to beat every single track on expert mode 7 times.
I mean, it
you don't
makes
like Browser
sense.
Jr.?
I mean, Dr. Eggman and Bowser have to know each other. I mean, like, I remember back in the
Now,
day,
whenever
like,
Super Luigi Bro shows up in the story, then we'll know shit's getting fucked up.
Oh, God. I mean, I remember back in the game, back in the day, playing Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games on the DS, and that had a story mode where Eggman and Bowser worked together, so maybe I guess they know each other.
It makes sense that but I mean, what about Browser, though? Was he in there, too?
I think Browser's going to show up at a later point. For now, it's just Browser Jr.
His son, yeah. Browser's son.
So Browser Jr. laughed hysterically and came into my proximity.
Why did he wait? He's coming back?
Yeah.
He stopped to come gloat at you? You crashed into a fucking tree. Browser Jr., you're going to lose. Browser Jr. came careening into the tree after me. He literally showed up and was like, I came here to laugh at you.
The other racers passed me, but then immediately stopped and ran towards me.
Ran?
Amy!
Tails yelled from further back and flew his plane towards us.
What?
Browser Jr., go away! Leave Amy alone and never get into our way again.
It sounds like no one's gonna win this race at this rate. Everyone just stop. It's real tortoise in the hare shit right now.
Tails screamed and pressed my body onto his so that I couldn't breathe, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
I was gonna die.
Did that matter? Nah, that didn't matter.
I was gonna die from the crash anyway.
How am I alive right now? What is happening? Browser Jr. really did stop the race to come over and gloat at her, and then everyone else ran past and also stopped to go save her from Browser Jr. What do you think the people who paid to come watch this race in Sega Land think of everyone stopping immediately?
I mean, I think this is a test race, but still.
Oh, this is a test race.
I think so, because
it doesn't
the
matter
big race
at all.
is against Eggman. That's going to come up later.
So every race before this one is so I see. Why are they all test racing against each other?
Because they have to train their racing abilities, I guess.
Man, that's crazy. I don't know. Is that a common thing? I thought most people had private races.
I mean, it is in the city of Sega.
Oh, you know, the city of Sega is such a weird place, you know.
The city of Sega.
What do you think? Who do you think the mayor of the city of Sega is? Is it the mayor guy from Final Fight?
Maybe.
What's his name? I don't remember the mayor.
I don't know either.
That mayor's awesome.
Browser Jr. went away and left us alone.
Oh, bye.
Are you okay?
Tails asked, concerned. I nodded and started to cry again. Sonic gave his apologies.
Why is he apologizing?
I don't know.
I'm sorry for inviting Bowser Jr.
I should have known better. But I just shook my head and wanted him to go away and leave me alone. Tails agreed with me and brought me to a peaceful place.
A peaceful place.
Since today is also the summer festival in Sega, there were some nice fireworks at the end, which we watched.
Oh. Okay. This is very romantic.
Amy, there's something I still have to tell you.
He said slowly and gave me a soft kiss on the lips.
Whoa!
My eyes widened and I fell around Tails' neck out of joy.
How did that... Where are you?
They were at the summer festival.
Fell around his neck?
Peaceful place, yeah.
No, I don't mean where are you in the city. I mean, where are you in proportion to him?
I mean, hugging him, I guess.
Oh, okay. I just pictured her, hanging above him and then falling onto his neck.
Oh, no.
That is what I pictured in my mind. She's like a rag doll from Gmod, and she just, slid down, no bones, fell around his neck.
Oh, God,
like a necklace.
Paragraph. I love him more than anything in the world, and no one can take him away from me. I thought this the whole time until I remembered what Shadow had said. Can I be normal again?
What did Shadow say?
Can
Somebody
I be
tell
normal
me.
again?
No, you can't.
Not after
none of us can.
This.
No, it's over. Oh, no question this time.
Once you looked at it, you can never go back to normal.
Also, I really do like how there was no conflicts in this story. I really do like how every time she tells someone to do something, they just do it.
Yeah.
She's never had an argument. No one has ever, disagreed with her. She's never had to actually do anything. Everyone just blindly listens to every word she says.
Maybe she means be normal again. She was in the chipmunks world before and was normal civil for a time.
Yeah. That might
Kitty,
be
no,
it.
please stop.
Also, Matt, to answer your question from before, the last thing Shadow told her was, I'm sorry, Amy, I didn't want to hurt you like this. I don't know how that relates to her being normal again. And I don't think this ever comes back up, really.
Well, you know what?
Way.
Chapter 6 calls Shadow a liar, so maybe he was lying about that.
Yeah, last chapter for today. Shadow, you liar. After I've managed to get into a relationship with Tails, I still have one problem. Why is Shadow trying to tear me and Tails apart, and why is he spreading lies about me? I don't know.
I have many questions, but I don't think I'm going to get answers, so I might just hold them to myself this time.
The race against Eggman is now fast approaching, and Sonic...
It's been approaching
Tails,
fast for weeks! When is it?
Also, Matt, listen to this. And Sonic, including Tails, didn't talk to me, which kind of worries me.
Sonic, including Tails.
And yes, it really did say that in the original.
No one has talked to her! What? How are you in a relationship with him when he won't speak to you?
Tails,
what the fuck?
Tails, what's going on with you? I asked timidly, because I don't know if he'll start screaming at me immediately.
What the fuck kind of relationships have you been in, woman?
He ignores me and just went right past me.
I thought Eve Everstone had it bad. She does, but this is also bad.
Sonic approached and confronted me. God.
I love this. What do you want from him? 7 question marks? You don't belong here anymore, so leave.
I couldn't hold back my tears anymore and collapsed in front of Sonic. He just looked at me and left.
Later, bitch. Aha! See ya, I'm the fastest man alive. Bye!
Shadow had of course seen this and immediately ran towards me. I looked at him and I could spot a grin on his lips.
Grins are pretty easy to spot.
So you were behind this? You fed them the lies that I didn't want to race against Eggman?
How do you know what? How do you know what he said?
You know that.
Like, again, I feel like we're missing so much context.
Also great that that's what Shadow told them, and their reaction was to immediately, like, ignore her and scream at her and not, like, trying to convince her to, like...
Yeah.
Not leave.
Not only did they take a known traitor, a known spy at his word. They took a known spy. Everyone knew he was spying and didn't want to tell her. They took him at his word. No one even wanted to talk to her.
Yeah, and before that they were
also,
like, oh, you know we
apparently...
need you, Amy. We didn't tell you Shadow was a spy because we want you to race against Eggman. We need you. And now they're like, yeah, we're not trying to convince her to stay.
We don't need you. Just leave.
We're just going to scream at her and tell her to leave.
We don't need you. That part was the lie. Us needing you.
He gawked at me as if I had eaten a mouse.
That's a common existing turn of phrase. Come on. What do you mean not an existing? Everyone says that.
I actually had to look this up and I didn't find anything. So I'm assuming this was not an existing phrase in German.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm gawking at the story as if I had eaten a mouse.
Maybe it's a regional thing. Like in really small regions. Like it's like a thing on one of those... It's a thing on one of those islands at the North Sea that periodically gets flooded. No, I was going to say,
it's definitely a regional thing. Oling in her house. Probably Oling in her head. It's in that region. I only said that because I didn't want you to fall in love with the others. Your brother. I'm the only one who deserves your love.
I guess he's a fake brother, but it's still weird.
I'm not your blood-related brother because that would be weird. I'm like your stepbrother. Your fake brother. That way it's not weird. Have you ever watched anime before, okay?
Have you ever heard of Canard Erd?
Yeah, you ever heard of Canard Erd before?
he said and came closer to my face.
Please, no, please.
As he tried to kiss me.
I was making a joke!
And looked at me with big eyes.
I was making a fucking joke!
Oh, you thought he wasn't romantically interested in her. I'm sorry to tell you.
Oh, what the fuck?
Tails burst in and looked at me with big eyes.
What? Wait, what?
Again? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, now my line. Again? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, really, read me the line, please.
You're cheating on me with Shadow and you don't want to race against Eggman? Now that's just like you.
Just like you.
Just like you.
Never change.
Just like you. Ah, he's got you. Tails hasn't spoken to you in weeks. What? You know, I was making jokes about how there was no conflict, and now I understand why there was no conflict, because this person cannot write conflict.
I mean, this person is in a constant conflict with themselves.
They're in a constant conflict with the German language. I don't know who's winning.
Object permanence, I think.
I don't know who's winning the war right now between them and the German language, but I feel like, judging from all the misspellings that you've put in German here, I think they're coming out on top.
He screamed and ran away with tears in his eyes. Tails! I screamed after him and started to cry again.
Screamed after him.
Shadow, of course.
I know what they mean, but it's still funny.
Shadow looked at me, of course, and realized that he wasn't getting anywhere with me, and then he left me alone.
Well, the only man in the entire world to realize this relationship is not going to work and just leave.
I quickly ran outside and tried to stop him, but to no avail.
Why?
I think that's referring to Tails, not Shadow.
Oh, to
but
Tails. I thought Shadow. I was gonna say, who fucking cares?
Tails, please stay. I'm sorry. Shadow got me into this mess. This is, by the way, one of my favorite German misspellings. Hat das eingebrockt. I just need to give this a shout out. That I'm staying.
How did they fuck that up? Now, is it one of those things where it was spelled right, but it was the wrong word, or was that just spelled wrong entirely?
The word eingebrockt was spelled wrong, and also she forgot the. She forgot a pronoun there.
Clearly, they were not writing this in any sort of like text editor that had spell check.
Like it's like writing. It's like writing. Shadow got me this mess. I guess
it's my mess now.
That I'm staying away from you all, and that I'm not starting anything with you. That doesn't have anything to do with what Shadow said. I mean, that's just a side product of Tails not talking to you, so...
That's the side product of everyone not talking to you.
Yeah. I yelled, but unfortunately he was flying away. I got into my pink car and drove after him.
Bye. Tails was done with this story.
After an hour of driving, I had finally found him.
An hour?!
It's a large map.
Jesus.
I mean, I guess you first had to find him. It's a big map. Know where he went.
Hour. I love when they add like needless time, like time specific stuff. Like if she said after a while, I'd believe that. After an hour, that's fucking absurd.
When I looked closer, I had realized that this was the place where we had our first kiss.
Okay. I don't remember where that was because you didn't tell me.
Right. You have to pull myself together because this is getting really emotional.
Okay, right.
I saw Tails with tears in his eyes. He looked so cute the way he was looking at the sky.
Come on, man. Don't do this to me. I'm gonna cry.
He turned back towards me and had to realize...
No, not turn his back. No.
That I had also cried.
I'm crying too. I can't take this.
He looked at me and ran towards me right into my arms, so that I almost fell backwards, but that doesn't matter with him.
Okay, why doesn't that matter?
Because it's
why
okay.
do you keep
because
saying
it's
that?
I love you. more than anything else, and I really wouldn't like to lose you again.
Tails, you just yelled at her for no reason.
You didn't even talk about it yet.
Tails, you haven't spoken to her in weeks, and then you yelled at her for no reason. What has she done to make you love her again?
They're okay now again, I guess.
What does this mean?
He said, kissing me softly.
It's not even like alien relation. You know, it's not even like a bad romance. It's like aliens romance. It's like people who have never seen other people interact before, thinking this must be how it works.
Yeah. I embrace the kiss, and we land on the grass. After 3
I like
hours,
the way that was misspelled.
the others also arrived and apologized for being so mean to me.
What? Do they just have a tracker on her? They know where she is at all times? Does she show up on their fucking mini-map?
I mean, maybe. She's just that important to them. They can't beat Eggman without her.
I like how it took them 3 hours.
But they also tried to throw her out a few minutes, a few hours ago.
What is this?
Tomorrow's the day of the race, and I'm so nervous.
Oh, it's actually happening.
I know I won't be able to sleep tonight. Tails looked at me and crossed his fingers, which made me even more nervous. I went back into my own world and tried to go to sleep, but it somehow didn't work. It somehow
Is your brother in this world?
Like,
somehow.
sleeping didn't work. So I played Sonic and Sega.
She failed her sleep check.
I mean, her brother is Jonas, as we now know, so...
Yeah. Her brother is Shadow the Hedgehog.
So I played Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing for a while until, after 3 hours, I finally fell into a deep sleep.
That is 100% a Kooky and I sentence. That is a sentence. That is strict. Did she read Kooky and I? Did she read Kooky and I and thought that this is how stories are written? Actually, no. She wrote a bunch of stories besides Kooky and I. Kooky and I is just the most famous. She also wrote the Scooby Doo one where Shaggy can't eat one fry. He can't eat the one more fry. Author? It's the same author. We found that out later. It's the same exact author. Actually, there were 2 other stories, I think, maybe 3 total we covered by her, and they were all had different names, and so we didn't realize it was the same person until later. Because we recorded them all so far apart. It wasn't until later we realized they were all the same person. Because every single time... No, my favorite part, not only did she change her name, but the names that she had in the stories when she signed them did not match, ever. Like, wow. That whoever wrote that, I think it was probably a girl, must have changed her name like every 2 weeks. On fanfiction.net. So, like, you were never going to figure it out unless you looked at her story collection.
So, anyway, unfortunately, that's going to be it for today.
Oh, unfortunately. Oh, I see. Unfortunately.
But I can't wait for next time when we'll finally get to the big race, which isn't even halfway into the story, so... You know it's going to be great.
Yeah. Wait, before we end, can I give a final okay?
Okay. Like, yes, that's the only appropriate response to the story.
I'm starting to feel like it is. Yeah. From now on, if they say something, I'm just going to be like, okay.
And Via, if you got sucked into your computer while listening, remember to return to the real world afterwards.
Yeah, just head back in, yeah. And also, don't come back into the story again because it sucks. Just stay in the real world.
And also in the real world, don't talk to this author or any of the other authors we cover. Or I guess you're gonna get sucked into the game and it's not gonna be pretty.
Firefox Jr. will push you into the tree.
Browser Jr. will make you crash into the tree and you'll die.
Browser Jr. What browser do you think he is? He sucks pretty bad, so maybe he's like original Internet Explorer.
Yeah. And of course, as always, we have a Discord. You can hang out with us there. We also have a request form. If you have any funny bad stories you want to send to us, you can use that. And I guess there's also a Tumblr, which we rarely use, but it exists, and a Twitter. And always remember, if you do not like, then do not read. Bye.
Thanks for watching.